Honestly, I got these glasses as samples, and I got a few different colors made. So there's actually only 7 of these right now, and I'm not sure if I'm going to remake these ones or get some new ones. But I'm loving them. I've skydived in them, mountain bike, run, they're great glasses. So there's only a few left on adventured.com if you want them. Go grab them now. Also got Adventured hoodies, sweatshirts. That's the same thing. T-shirts, hats, tons of different Adventured gear. So get it now. Link in the description. We're in such a unique position because it appears as though AI and electric things are going to take over civilization as a whole, and they kind of already have, and it's just going to progressively get crazier. And I feel like humans are actually just going to go extinct unless we can actually go to another planet, because it's insane how much we don't see. I think the average person doesn't see how quickly it's taking over, but it's everywhere around us. Like, it is literally the artificial intelligence, or I just call it electronics, but everything is just caving in around us, like closing in on us, and we don't even know. And then before we know it, we're just going to be an extinct organism. But as far as being a human being goes, I'm seeing so much separation. Like, people are afraid to speak their minds. People are afraid that they're going to be labeled as racist or sexist, or they're going to be, judged if they view something a certain way. Of course, like, we should all just have love and kindness as our top priority. But I'm seeing people so quick to label someone as something, or like, you have to be a Republican or a Democrat. Well, what if you have views that agree with both sides, right? Like, what if there's a little bit of each? What's that? And I'm just seeing a lot of silencing, certain people, like, speaking the truth, saying it how it is. And then, all of a sudden the people in control of a certain platform, or they're trying to do good, like genuine good. People are genuinely trying to help people. And that's being silenced on so many different occasions, not just the popular ones. And it's a huge problem. So it's like, well, I feel that only as time goes on, there's going to be a revolution and a push for good, where there's going to be more people trying to speak and help and genuinely want to do the good thing for other people. And like, that's the only reason I'm making videos like this and putting them out, I don't think that I have everything figured out. I don't think that I'm some God, or I, know everything better than somebody else. But it's like, the more people pushing true, genuine, good intentions to lift the planet up, to lift other people up, to do the best and share things that work with others, then like, that's the main goal. The older I get, the more holes I see through society, the more I see flaws and things that are truly set up to not benefit the people. Like, there's so many different systems in place that you can see that are basically not for the benefit of mankind. And it's like, they're to the benefit of certain people, but not others. And when you wake up and you see that for what it is, there's like, it's in so many different situations to try to suppress society instead of lifting them up. And that's why my vision's becoming so clear in my head of every time I open my mouth, ideally online, is to try to push people in the right direction. And with that being said, is just pay attention, like, question your decisions, question your actions, be disciplined in the sense of like, are you being taken advantage of? Does somebody have your credit card information and you're not looking at your purchases and they're spending all your money, or, like, just stuff like that. Are you paying way too much in taxes? Are you, spending way too much on your vehicle payment when the guy's secretly screwing you over in the finance department? Like, just stuff that you have to be super aware of, because, interest charges and percentages, and like, not even just money, but like the way you may be treated at a job or at school, or in a situation where like you can be completely tricked. And I'm not saying that one ruling authority is governing everybody, but just in general, as a person, stand up for yourself, question your actions, question the people's actions around you. Who are you associating with? What are you involved with? Who, what is your life? Like, who should be exited from your life? Who should no longer be in your life? And who should you have more of in your life? Because you are the average of the 5 people you hang around most. You become who you spend time with, all those things. But, just really being conscious of that, because, and I'm not just saying, like, I'm kind of going in 2 different directions here. One is just like really personal development style, or the side of things. And then the other side is like, there's just there's a lot of shadiness going on in the world. And the first thing is identifying that you have to pay more attention. And once you pay more attention, you'll be more alert and in tune to things that may be taking advantage of you. And my goal is to not let that happen. Bottom line is there's parts of your world and there's parts of society that you have to question, that you can't trust. I've never understood it, but now that you see, like, you can literally, I can see that society has been made up by man. And I've said this so many damn times, but hopefully if I'll say it enough times online that you guys can wake up, as I have fairly recently, and see that nature is much different than man, right? Like the planet, the worlds, the universes, that's a completely different concept of reality than, like a city and man-made buildings and businesses and, all like these man-made things. They're completely separate. And I'm not saying, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying go live in the woods and don't be a part of society. Like, we all have to contribute to society, and it's something that's it can be a beautiful thing, but there's also so many flaws within it that we have to be really careful. All I'm saying is to understand and differentiate the two and see it as clear as you can, that, it's not like your surroundings may not be the whole world. You may be trapped in a situation that is not your whole worldview. It's your whole worldview right now, and that's all you might be able to see. But as soon as time goes on, or you see like a little grasp or something grabs your attention over here in this part of the world, or on this side of town, and all of a sudden you see like, oh, being in a gang, or like being involved in a toxic relationship, or like horrible situations like those, that might not be all that is reality. And there's one of the quotes that I say all the time is like, you can't see the forest from the trees. And that's if you're inside the trees in the forest, you can't see from above, like if you're up on a mountain looking down on the forest. So if you can extract yourself from that and expand your worldview, whatever it takes, like just be curious and try to just soak in as much as possible, then you'll probably wake up to kind of like, I feel like if you're watching this video, you already kind of understand what I'm saying, but there's just so much, there's so much out there that is there to benefit you in society. And there's also stuff in society that's there to get you. So just be aware of them both and try to differentiate the two and see them as two different things, because they really are two different things. And our world is so evolved in this human endeavor now that we have kind of mixed the two together in such a way where it all feels like the same. But I'm telling you that nature's laws are much different than man-made laws. And I'm not saying that man-made laws are bad. What I'm saying is that they're different. Like if you jump off a building, you might get a ticket handed to you for that. But if you jump off a building for man-made laws, if you jump off a building, nature's law is just going to hand you, the repercussions of not listening to the laws of gravity, or being forced to abide by the laws of gravity, which is hitting the ground unless you pull a parachute or you're attached to a bungee line or whatever. So I'm just really passionate about differentiating those two, because they are different. Like the currency of the universe, and like, doing good and giving more and being just like a genuinely good person, where the trees and nature and animals like will want to be around you because you're putting off good energy and you're being a loving person and you're doing all those, like that's not the same type of genuine good that you're going to receive in return for like being a good employee. You'll get maybe some money, or you'll get, a raise, or, employee of the month or something like that. But that's a man-made thing. And what I'm saying is they're much different. And if you know what I'm talking about right now, I know I sound like an idiot, but if you don't, I'm just really trying to differentiate the two, because it's really important.